the Commission on Human Rights of the Philippines had been established under the Philippine Constitution of 1987 in order to generally provide for the protection of the human rights of Filipinos, not only in the Philippines but also abroad, but also in order to promote and advocate for those rights, particularly vis-a-vis the duty bearers, that is, the government of the Republic of the Philippines. When it comes to the rights of internally displaced persons, obviously, the IDPs have been part and parcel of what we call the vulnerable populations of the Philippines, especially that once displaced, you do not lose your human rights. And in fact, in internal displacement, the problem is because of evacuation, because of oppression, because of the fact that you move away from your residential homes or habitual places of residence, you actually are much more vulnerable to the violation of those rights. And this is the reason the Commission on Human Rights has a particular mandate also to promote and protect the rights of IDPs. One of the ways that the Commission on Human Rights functions is the issuance of advisories, which are, of course, recommendatory to the government of the Philippines. These advisories seek to elaborate on what are the human rights of particularly vulnerable people, like IDPs, internally displaced persons, and these advisories focus on how, as well, the Philippine government, as the duty holder, would protect in actuality and operationally those human rights. The advisories are based on the Philippine Constitution, of course, the various national legislation that protect human rights directly or indirectly, and as well international standards. And I am emphasizing the role of the Commission on Human Rights in establishing that these standards apply to the rights of IDPs. Now, for example, in 2012, one of the problems that came about in Mindanao was, of course, the necessity to actively promote the human rights of the people because of Washi, the typhoon that hit northern Mindanao. So this was the first time that the Commission on Human Rights issued an advisory directly on the rights of the IDPs, especially regarding housing, land, and property rights in the context of tropical storm Washi. This has become a very good example of how the Commission on Human Rights can promote the responsibility and insist on the obligation of the government of the Philippines to actually protect the human rights of these IDPs. In June 2014, the Commission on Human Rights issued another advisory to a very important situation, dire situation of the IDPs, and this is with regard to Zamboanga.
The Commission on Human Rights is parallel performing its task of reminding and advising and consulting government entities, direct or indirect, servicing the IDPs on the rights-based approach of assistance. Be that on the issue of return or what you call local integration, okay, and resettlement. It's not only status quo na ibalik natin kung ano sila noon, but rather it is a standard. It is a normative standard and a normative content na mag-a-apply only kung maka-level ka sa tinatawag mong human dignity and protection of human rights.